Season 4 of Kinwomen ALOUD, a space for thoughtful, honest conversations between women who are living, learning and evolving together. In this season, we're exploring wisdom, not as something abstract or distant, but as an inner compass that shapes our values, our choices and the way we move through the world, including how we relate to money and power. Join us around the table for conversations that really matter. You are our kin.
Hello, my name is Penny Webb and I'm here today with your Kinwomen, Amanda Viviers.
Hello.
And Rose Parker.
Hi.
And we are going to have a pretty important conversation that actually affects all of us, no matter what our age, what our circumstances, and that's money. I do want to make a disclaimer from the outset. We are not financial experts, and you will soon learn that, in terms of qualifications or personal wealth as well. But we are a group of girls who have navigated deep financial waters during difficult personal situations, and we've lived to tell the tale.
Yes, we have.
And with our bank accounts intact. But before we go a bit deeper here, let me ask you just a little fun question. Firstly, do you have a home budget? And if you do, what is your biggest personal budget item related to you? Okay,
so yes, I have a budget, a loose budget. I suppose the thing I'm most on top of is what I spend my money on. And I know, like, the biggest expenses for me, I hope, are asset, at this stage of my life, are asset growing costs, mortgages. But I know I also have to say what I spend my spendings on, which is a little bit that's left after all the big things. It's my hair.
Oh, and mine is too. The biggest personal budget. I have a line specifically for it.
Do you have a spreadsheet?
I actually do.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's good. It's good to see it. I mean, it's another thing to track it. We can talk about that later. But mine actually is my hair. And anything to do with, like, you know, I'm going to say my
hairy things.
My temper. No, not hairy things. But anything to do with me, my body, my health.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well,
but hair
lovely.
is number one. Okay,
Lovely.
Amanda.
I do not have a budget. And what do we spend our most money on? Like, but we're
No.
pretty
Related personally to you, not your children.
Good. So I'm lucky if I
So
do
you
my
don't
hair
have
once a year. I'm lucky if it's once a year.
Okay, and
But
you don't
I
have a budget.
No, we don't have a budget, but
Okay.
we're really good at tracking. Like, we track.
Yeah, but what are you tracking against? You know what, man?
Our renovation goals, our life goals.
like a project.
We've got like some pretty big life goals. So we have like a savings goal. We have I'm sure we could talk about those later. Okay.
We'll get into that.
Okay, what's our biggest line item is definitely private school fees with children and my husband's boat.
Okay, on that point, let's take a break and we're going to come back. Moving on from the boat, money is something we all live with every day, and yet we feel many women are unprepared to talk about it openly. And we really just want to open up the discussion today. Our relationships with money is rarely just about numbers. It is shaped by where we started, what we were taught or not taught, and the roles that we've carried into life. You know, like, you think about all the different roles we have, you know, the caring role, the working role, the starting again, the interrupted careers, unequal pay, longer lives that we're having now, and just the emotional labour that often goes unrecognised being at home. So today's conversation is about our lived experience and shared wisdom, the lessons we've learned through tough seasons, rebuilding, discovering how money can either limit our choices or give us more agency. So we're going to talk about money honestly, without any shame today, even though, Amanda, you don't have a budget, no shame. We are not alone in this money journey for sure. So my first question is this. What are 3 pieces of money advice women most often wish they'd learned 10 years earlier? Okay, so Rose, start with you.
Number 1, do you need it or want it in guiding your spending? Number 2 is to budget for essentials and spendings and savings buffer. And now that I'm approaching retirement, or actually my husband's approaching retirement, he'd like to retire and I keep working. That's fine with me. And to spend within your means. That's yeah. But do you need it or want it? That's a little thing.
Big one.
It's really good. It's a good little thing.
Yeah.
And having savings as a priority.
Because mine is I have enough. That's the theme for my year. And I think spending within the means is really important. So I kind of need to know what my means is and I need to know what my costs are. So whether we call that a budget or whether there's other ways of looking at it, I think no credit card is the number one advice I wish I was given many, many, many moons ago.
I told you I was given that advice, doesn't I? I went to see a financial advisor.
Fantastic.
And he said, let me see a credit card. And I handed it over to him. He opened the top drawer, took out the scissors and chopped it up in front of me. I haven't had a credit card since.
So how do you buy like tickets and things like that?
My husband has a credit card. Now, what that means actually, one of us has a credit card.
Right.
We just have one and it's just used for buying flights and perhaps concert tickets and accommodation.
So we have a credit card, but it's never not paid off.
Great.
So it is
every month?
So it takes discipline.
Yes.
Good.
And some people find that easier than others. You can have a debit card, of course, which can pay for the flights, which means you've got the money up front.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think, you know what my other piece of advice is? I keep thinking about this, is know your finances as a woman. Don't just leave that up to your partner. I just think it's really, assuming they're doing a great job, I just think we often hear, maybe just in the work that I'm involved in, I just hear too many stories of women who just didn't know, were absolutely left in the dark. Individually and collectively, you are responsible for your finances.
Yep.
So leaving it up to a partner is not okay. And I think that would be one piece of advice I would give, like right from the very beginning of any partnership.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you got something else? What are your three, did you say?
Right. My
Amanda.
3 would be you can always make money. Like I think that we focus so much on expenditure rather than income, and I think there's opportunity. I think we get so stuck by a job description or a wage, and you can make money more than ever before. I say it to my kids.
The era of the side
gig
hustle.
economy.
Yeah.
I used to dream of being a millionaire, and now if my kids put their mind to it, and one of them is incredible when it comes to building like websites and businesses and thoughts, I'm like, you could make $1 million in a week. You could.
Wow.
In the current economy, whereas it used to be a lifetime for me, you would want to become a millionaire. And it's a completely different environment.
Yeah,
I think there's so much more opportunity for business, Facebook Marketplace, like digital economy. There's just so much opportunity. Number 2, don't wait for a knight in shining armour. I bought my first apartment when I was single and I was on a really low wage, but I prioritised it, and I don't buy a lot of beauty products or a lot of extras, and that might be your thing, but I don't. I really zone in on keeping the main thing. And I think you can get by on less than what you think you can.
Yeah. I think
So when it comes to clothing, food, there's just so much opportunity to be able to just be a little bit more planned. Like meal planning as a family is revolutionary for us.
That's
and
great.
Yeah.
I have like a list of, I always do my groceries with a list. So I don't just kind of skip through the aisles.
Don't just cruise through. Yeah.
Yeah. And I eat my fridge and eat my pantry.
Same.
And eat our freezer too, like we freeze food.
Do you
and then bring
think
it back.
do you think we've done this more in the last 3 to 4 years as well? I know I certainly have.
I certainly have.
Yeah, with the credit crunch.
I certainly have.
It's been a real conscious
And maybe
decision.
it's something to do also with our age. I think we're going, you know what, let's just be more sensible here. I don't need to go and buy this. It's kind of like I have enough.
But it's also because retirement is getting closer,
Of
and our
course.
savings
Of course it
is even more important.
It's more important.
Whereas even as a young adult, like I've had seasons like last year, for example, I wasn't a young adult. I'm definitely midlife. But I've done it before where I've taken a whole year of not buying any clothes.
Yeah.
Last year I put a 5 clothes limit on myself, so it made me really think. It's almost like a litmus test, right? It's like when I'm at the shop and I'm like, can I repurpose this? Can I wear this with other things? Is this the kind of thing that I'm going to wear over and over? And my kids have just always known that we op shop. Like, we don't just go into the op shop and kind of cruise around. I have a really clear idea of what I want from the op shop. And if I don't find it, then I don't buy it. But pretty much everything in our house, from furniture to, is Facebook Marketplace, is op shops, like repurposing, reusing. I love our local Buy Nothing page. I give stuff away all the time on our Buy Nothing page. And I had 3 people come to our house yesterday to pick stuff up that I was giving away.
Great, Amanda. Yeah.
Every day I do something.
Yeah. It's a great thing to join your local
like a
Buy
circular
Nothing.
economy, yeah.
Okay, so do you think women's financial needs change from their 20s through to their 60s? And if it doesn't, what do you think the experts say applies across all ages? Because I've done the arts now, right? I just kind of think to myself, I think the wisdom of managing your money doesn't change from your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. There are just certain things that actually should be in place in your 20s. And one of the things that I think is save.
Yeah.
Save, put it aside and let it build. I remember getting my pay packet in the 20s, and I was married at 20. The biggest thing for me, it would be just to have a lovely outfit, and I just...
Every week.
Oh, I just go up to Q and I just get this gorgeous and think I was just gorgeous and get my nails done, a gold finger, and you just, so I just think if only I had saved better then. I know hindsight's beautiful, right? But I would say the experts say saving applies across all ages.
Yeah, and it's not all or nothing, hey? It's like you have those moments where you do want to really dress up and be beautiful and look after yourself and they're there. But I think for me, 20s versus nearly 50s, 20s, I wish I had have understood the power of superannuation more in my 20s. And it's only really been the last 5 years that my husband and I are really focused on what that means, because we have 20-year goals now from where we are now. Yeah. And the second is investing. Like, it's really only in our 40s that we've started to really understand investing as well, which really sits in the same category as savings.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Different pockets of... Like, we say this to each other. Charlotte and I will look at each other and go, we could put that in an investment, or we could have a night out. And we're kind of like, let's do something special at home and let's put that in an investment. So
I think the other piece of advice that I think stands the test of every season is don't have bad debt. Credit cards is the killer. And and nowadays the afterpay thing, I just think is such a trap for our up and coming young people. It's so unhelpful. It's so we don't live well with delayed gratification now. We're the consumerism is unbelievable. And hey, listen, I'm a part of it, right? But I just think it's such a trap. I want it now. Whereas once upon a time you'd wait for a birthday or Christmas,
Yes.
We just don't live like that now.
Yeah.
Rose,
describe
have you got
bad
any?
debt, Pen.
Well, bad debt is a credit card.
Yeah.
That's bad debt. Good debt would be you're paying off a mortgage.
Yeah.
That you're building a home. That to me is a bad debt.
You're talking about what if you had some advice in your 20s that you could follow on to for now. I just think as a young woman, when someone tells you need to save for your future, you have absolutely no idea what that means.
No, you're not even.
You're not thinking about it. You're thinking about, as you said, life's fast, it's fun, it's happy, you're going out, you're wanting to do this, you're wanting to do that. But to actually understand the power of savings, and maybe this comes back to the conversations that you're having with your family or with friends. So my son is 37, his partner is 34 34, 33, and I've been talking with her over our Christmas table, and she said the trend this year is not to spend. The trend is not to spend. And she follows a couple of people on Insta, a couple of women who are just buying nothing this year and talking about budget hacks. And she sent me, and I just can't find it, the two people that she's following, and that is a conversation amongst young women in their late 20s, early 30s. I think that's great. I love the kickback against fast fashion. I despise fast fashion from an environmental point of view, from an aesthetic point of view, from a humanity point of view. There is nothing in that for me.
Well, absolutely. I mean, every time we spend money, you know, we're voting on the kind of world we
want to live in. I really love that. But here's some facts. If you want to understand the power of investing and compound interest, so I wish someone had spelled this out to me as a 25-year-old. $35 a week, you're talking about, go save where you start where you are, huh? $35 a week at 9% in 30 years, what do you think that'll grow to? $277,000.
Wow.
And if you do 35 a week for another 20 years, so we're talking 50 years, you will have looked at roughly $1.7 million. Yeah.
I think the challenge is when you kind of go, okay, I don't have those years now.
Yeah.
What would you say to people?
Okay, so I've been listening to two resources I'd like to put into women's hands that are listening here. I've been listening to a podcast by Naomi Holmes, who is a Aussie girl, initially Perth, now in Sydney, happens to be the wife of my financial advisor. And she has been in finance for 30, 40 years. In fact, her and her hubby, that's what they do, right? That's their life work.
Yep.
And her podcast is called Her Money Matters. Real similar to us.
Great.
Women sitting around having a chat. And her guest this week is Jackie Clark, who is a chartered accountant and an advisor who's written a book, write this down, Stop Worrying About Money. And she says they really do say it doesn't matter what stage you are. I mean, I think Jackie mainly deals with women coming into her office post-relationship breakup. She says women get scared, they don't know, they're perhaps not informed. The bulk of wealth in this country is still held by men. And suddenly a crisis will happen and a woman has to know. So she's saying put yourself in the driver's seat right now. And you can start wherever you are. Don't be overwhelmed. Don't be overwhelmed and use that as a reason to not do anything. Get some advice and start right now. And she said it's things like knowing how much is in your bank, how much comes into your bank each month, how much goes out. I love this. Know what it costs. What does it cost you to open your front door?
Yeah, no, that's good.
It's those kind of questions that this financial woman asks
and
other women.
And even in our current culture as well, like there's so much reciprocal spending. So often we'll sign up to a subscription that we're not even aware of that's coming out. And so say Spotify, Netflix, Disney Plus, Prime, Amazon, like they continue up, right? But imagine if you took that same approach to spending in the way that we're talking, right? So one or two of those subscriptions, AI subscription, like there's so many now, Canva, like it really is the way that shaped our economy. Imagine if you took that same $35 and you then built that into a savings plan and found a way to do a long-term
or
investment
an investment plan, as you've been talking about, Amanda. It was great to hear you talking about that.
If I think about the habits, or let's say the budgeting habits that have actually really made a difference, you know, one of the things, just habits. You know, the thing that I'm going to stop is I'm going to stop having my debit card on my phone and just tapping. Because I think the intentionality of going into your bag, and hey, listen, I'm up for technologies. I'm in it.
You are.
Yeah.
I'm very in it. I'm very pro. But I think the intentionality of going into your bag and pulling out a card and going, I am using this to, as opposed to tap, tap. You know, like I just think I think it's just helpful to kind of really know where you spend, because I think it's very easy to avoid. I think avoidance of what's actually really happening is one of the biggest things. What about you girls? What's your budgeting habit that you really think makes a difference?
continually compare the market when it comes to things like insurance.
Insurance, absolutely. Review it
and
every
you can
year.
review it whenever you want, even your mortgage as well. You know, the
Absolutely.
times that when we have gone and we've it's not remortgaged, but it's renegotiated your rates, and just really gone through and looked at the most expensive things and been really honest with where that goes.
We're talking about being proactive here, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you think of the money myths women still hold? I actually think, I think this the whole thing of like, I've got time. I'll worry about it later, or I'm not the main breadwinner, so I don't have a say.
Or I'm not good with money. I'll leave that up to you.
Yeah.
Or I don't have enough. Like we look at a wardrobe and we just go, I've got nothing to wear. And I'm like, well, actually, if you had a friend like Rose, you and Penny have come over to me before and gone, okay, here's a good combination of clothes. It's actually more about confidence than it is about more
what
things.
You have. I love that.
About finding ways to repurpose and have really good staples of clothes and then a little beautiful scarf like you girls are wearing or something just to bring a freshness about it. But
absolutely.
it doesn't have to be a whole new outfit. I think
that's one of the biggest myths and challenges we all face is this sense of I've got to keep up. The social medias are just relentless. Thinking you need to have that now, you need it for your kids, your house needs to look this way, you need to look this way. I think it's such a big myth. And actually, it's like you said, if you go through your wardrobe, for instance, or you look at your home and go, this is what I've got.
And change it up.
Yep.
And
shush.
Yeah, shush.
Or even just like pack away a third of it so that you can see more of it.
Yeah.
And then give it away if you don't need it. Give it away to other people. Like for me to see the circular economy in my local neighbourhood happening. Like a lady stood on my front drive yesterday and she was having a good old chat. She was like ready to chat. And it was awesome, but she's just moved to the area. She's like, I don't really have any friends. And we're there just having this big conversation about all kinds of things. And
so, okay, we've got to wrap this one up.
Already?
Well, yeah.
Wow.
So if a woman could take one action today to improve her financial security, what do experts overwhelmingly recommend? I know what they'd say.
Well, you start.
No bad debt, no credit card. Chop up the credit card. What about you? Just one thing.
Save. Start saving right now.
mine would be invest.
Oh, man, I can think of lots of things. Do we just have to settle on one?
No, say again.
Offset your mortgage.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, that's brilliant.
Yes,
And
that was
pay
one
it
of the
weekly.
best things we did, yeah.
Yeah. Superannuation.
We don't pay ours weekly.
Fortnightly?
Tell me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a new one, so I'm like,
Okay, so make
I need
sure
to
it's
go
not.
and I need
make
to go
sure
and
it's
check
not
that one out.
At least not
well,
monthly.
it's offset, so
Yeah, but
Yep.
still,
Okay.
if something's drawn down weekly, you will take 7 years off your loan.
all right, I'm going to go sort that
It's
out.
the compound interest phenomenon.
Yeah. And extra payments. Okay, that brings us to the end of today's conversation. A huge thank you to Rose and Amanda for sharing so openly and generously. Money can be loaded with a lot of shame and fear and silence. And today we've just started naming a few things and talking honestly. If nothing else, I really hope that you take this with you today. You are not behind and you are not alone. And it's never too late to start paying attention to your money gently. And I say that to myself, Penny, just make gentle steps with courage.
I love that.
Yeah, gentle steps. So next time we're going to go a bit deeper with money and we're going to talk about some of our real moments that shaped our relationship with money, survival seasons, personal disruptions, and the simple habits or mindset shifts that actually made a difference for us. So bye for now. We are Kinwomen and you are our kin.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us here on Kinwomen Aloud. If today's conversation resonated with you, we'd love you to subscribe, share the episode, or pass it on to someone who might need to hear it. These conversations grow when they're shared. Thank you to our sound engineer, Mark Rout from Elemental Sound, and to our producer, Natalie Kellner from Mindful Marketing, who helps bring these conversations to life. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Kinwomen, and visit us online at kinwomen.com. Until next time, you are our kin.